I'm here. Oh yeah. Hi, Jim.
I will put myself on. I will put myself on mute.
Uh huh. I know she's moping right now.
Very good. I'll do that.
Sorry, honey.
I had carbs with white rice and tomatoes, so it looks delicious. Yeah,
I just checked my Motorola HT. It's made in Malaysia too.
yeah. They trash radios. That's what I noticed. They trash. In the
Well,
commercials,
this one's not too much trash. This is a good one. I just got it, brand new.
yeah, I know. I mean, the way they sound in DMR, my
Yeah,
link sounds a whole lot better.
really. Call me.
They transmit encryption. I just turn on my link and it decodes it because my link has encryption too. It has Pop 90, so
Yeah. What was the title there?
and the link. What came out of the new HQ? So they came out with the 75
Yeah.
D-Star. Well, now D-Star, the reason why it punches further than DMR and Fusion is only 6.25 kT wide. It's narrower than AM signal.
And 6 GKB. K6 SOE. Motorola.
Yeah.
N6 SOE. Motorola from N6 GKB. Alright. You sound just like yourself, Claudia.
Time to go on the air. Uh,
Yes, a good week early.
Well, what about the comeback of Lake Tulare?
Yeah, Tulare and the lake out there in
all right. Well, one more minute and we're going to start our net. And here we go. We're going to have something very, very special for our Whereby Roundtable. We're going to include RF tonight, and we're going to actually have a roundtable. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So get ready for a wonderful, wonderful time. This is Roland, KC6JPG. Standing by, 30 seconds.
We love having fresh meat coming.
Excuse me. Uh-oh. It would help if I turned the microphone on. Here I am doing this again. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you may be. This is Roland, KC6JPG. Welcome to the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net. The Amateur Television Network is a series of repeaters making it possible for you, our amateur television YouTube superstars, to make video communications with one another within our network coverage area and our chapter stations throughout the world. You can watch us globally on YouTube, youtube.com/amateur television network. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, because you know what? When you hit that subscribe button, anytime we post a video or anytime that we go on live, you will get notified. That's our gift to you. Of course, always, with a big smile. Ding! Don't have any RF equipment, but love to participate in amateur television? Well, have no fear. Just go onto your computer, your desktop, laptop, device, iPad, Android, you name it, and go onto whereby.com/ATN1. And that is our ingestion system that goes into the repeater systems when we're on our nets. And we would love to have you. And you know what? We have a fantastic group out there today. Look at this beautiful group. Yay! I love it. We got a great group tonight. I mean, it's going to grow as we are going on to the net. All right, for more information in regards to the Amateur Television Network, you can always go to our website, www.atn-tv.com. You can find lots of information regarding amateur television, as well as the Amateur Television Network. And of course, don't forget, DMR Radio. Like I said, it's a hot, hot thing. 3196 on the Brandmeister Network, ATN, Amateur Television Network, on DMR Radio. So we would love to hear from you and checking in on DMR as well. This portion of this net is a directed net. Transmissions may be made after acknowledgement by net control. In a clear frequency, always appreciated. All right, we're going to take a brief pause for any priority traffic before we go into bulletins and announcements for this evening's net. I'm Roland, KC6JPG, your net control tonight. All right, not hearing any priority traffic at this moment. I'm wondering if Gordo might be out here and give us a Dayton Hamvention report. So WB6NOA, KC6JPG. Gordo, are you out here tonight? Okay, so no Gordo. Hopefully we'll check him in when it comes to around 7:55, and hopefully we'll get a wonderful Dayton report from his eyes. That would be really wonderful. But yes, Dayton Hamvention from Friday to Sunday, and I understand it was well attended. And let me tell you, you had a lot of video people out there, a lot of YouTubers out there doing their thing, and it was pretty darn cool. So you can get every different version of the Hamvention, from the flea markets to interviewing all the vendors, from either Josh or George and the whole gang. It's going to be great. And as a matter of fact, I got Newsline, a fresh copy of Newsline by Don Wilbanks, AE5DW, and I'm pretty sure he'll be reporting about Hamvention as well. So that's going to be really, really cool. All right. Passing over to RF. Any station I'd like to announce any bulletins or announcements for this evening's net? Come in at this time. KC6 JPG, net control. All right, for those that are watching on RF, we're going to be doing an RF and our Whereby roundtable as well. We're going to combine it all together tonight, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So get ready if you want to participate with us tonight. It'll definitely start around 8:30, so looking forward to that. We're going right into check-ins. We're going to start with the RF side in Southern California, and let's go ahead and check in Mount Wilson. So let's see if Bob is out here. N6 AZV, Long Beach. How about Ron, KD6NIZ, Arcadia? How about Steve, WA6EJO, Ventura? All right, we'll try again. One more time. Anyone on Mount Wilson? I'd like to check in with the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net. Come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. Okay, we're going to go to Snow Peak, and let's check in Earl, KJ6DQR, and Julie, KJ6FYY, Cathedral City.
Hello, everybody. Earl here in the Cathedral City Cove. We're all gearing up for summer here. We were near 100. Humidity's way up, though. I had to turn the evaporators off. We got air conditioner going. Anyway, what else is happening? That's about it. Everything seems to be working pretty good. The club's getting geared up for field day, and so on and so forth. Although they're going to do it at Lake Cahuilla in the heat. They're going to bring their motorhomes down there. And I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I don't know why we're doing that. But anyway, that's what they plan on doing. Field day outside for us here in the desert is pretty rough. So anyway, we've done it before. Last time we did it, hot purple energy inside a great big air-conditioned building. It was awesome, but But anyway, that's the story here. Hope everybody has a great week. KJ6 DQR.
KJ6DQR, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Earl. We're looking great over here on my monitors, and thank you very much for checking in. And I'll tell you, field day is just around the corner. Isn't that cool? And yeah, it can be rough out there in the summertime for field day. Hopefully, you got like a misting station, and that'd be kind of cool for like a little misting break, basically. And like I said, a lot of fun. So I really enjoy field day, especially with the ATV stuff. And last time I did field day was 2018 when I was with the Auxiliary Communications Unit in Upland, and I did a little piece from there. That was actually a lot of fun watching them set up and put their solar panels out, and they actually got mesh out there. And speaking of mesh, I checked in on the mesh systems, Coachella Valley, the Mesh Monday. So for those who are on mesh and like to have some fun, check out KJ6DQR or AC6AV. That's Nathan's station. He's got his mesh unit up, and he's got mesh chat. And every Monday we have what we call Mesh Monday. So it's a lot of fun. All you do is just simply put your name, where you're from, your county, and a little hi. You got it. Happy Mesh Monday. Thank you very much, Earl. Wonderful. All right, let's go to N6GKB. Keith, Yucca Valley.
Hello, everybody. Yep, I got my system working here. Don't know how much longer. I'm having trouble with the tower. But right now it's working. Yeah, we're getting ready. I'm in charge of our club's field day. So, yeah, we've been getting our junk together and equipment together and testing everything and making sure the big go boxes are ready. The truck's not quite ready, but we're working on it. But yeah, we have a really nice clubhouse up here on the Yucca Mesa area. We've been using that for about 7 years. And it's got a beautiful big kitchen, restrooms, the whole works. Nice air conditioning, and it's huge. So that's what's nice about the whole thing. And the outside has a beautiful patio with trees and RV hookups. If you want to bring your RV, we've had 2 or 3 usually over the years, every year. So yeah, we got a good setup. I'm kind of happy with it. So WB6 CDF Chris, thank to him for getting that facility for us every year. Anyhow, I'm just kind of working on all my equipment here in the house, getting my hand check almost done. Behind me is going to be my old workstation. I'm getting a new desk put in there. Behind me in that void, and then TV over here. What side am I going? This side. Anyhow, the other side. That TV. That's all going down the wall, going down, slide down, and finish the rest of my ham shack here. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff I'm having fun doing and cleaning up. Anyhow, N6GKB out here in Yucca Valley, and we had some good monsoons for 2 days. Today, pretty clear, windy, but that's our weather report for this week. But here we got some more monsoons coming up the next week or two. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting for, I think, the rest of the summer. Everybody have a great day. N6GKB, Yucca Valley, clear.
N6GKB, KC6JPG. Very good, Keith. Well, sounds really cool that you got that building for the last 7 years for field day. Boy, that makes it really nice for your area. That's awesome. And it just seems like it just keeps on raining in Southern California, doesn't it? Our percolation ponds over at the Santa Fe Dam area are completely full. And now we're just getting all the water runoff going down the San Gabriel River. And it's just incredible. Even the San Jose Creek is backed up. Haven't seen that in years. So quite incredible. And there's still more snow in the mountains. Very good, Keith. Thank you very, very much for checking in. All right. Anyone else? on Snow Peak that'd like to check in with the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net, come in at this time. KC6JPG, Net Control. I'm going to give a shout out one more time for Mount Wilson because there could have been a possibility that the link was off, and so I turned it back on. So let's try one more time for Mount Wilson check-ins. KC6JPG, Net Control.
KD6NIZ in Arcadia, and I'm here. I was late. My brother called me and gave me the wake-up. Here I am, not much going on, just hanging in. That's kind of life. 86 NIZ.
KD6NIZ, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Ron. We got you checked in, and I heard all of your QSO audio. That's wonderful. So, no problem. I was kind of wondering if I had the link off, and you came in, and I'm very happy. Got you checked in, my friend. Thank you very much for checking in. Anyone else on Mount Wilson that'd like to check in? Come in at this time. KC6JPG, Net Control.
I don't just see a very good picture of myself coming back.
KO6E, KC6JPG. Got you, Earl. Merv, I got you, buddy. And a little bit snowy about P3, but I got audio on you, and I got you checked in, my friend. So what it looks like your antenna might be a bit askewed because you usually get into much better into Mount Wilson. So great to see you, my friend. Thank you very much for checking in. Anyone else on Mount Wilson? Come in at this time. KC6JPG, Net Control. I saw Steve in there. WA6EJO, KC6JPG. Come on back, Steve.
Oh, you're kidding. I made it. WA6EJO. I never know which input I'm on.
That is very, very true, my friend. You just never know. Anything for the net tonight?
Okay, well, thanks for checking me in. And I can even see me on YouTube. WA6EJO Ventura, anyway.
WA6EJO, KC6JPG. Very good, Steve. Yes, we do got you. Got a little bit of color in there, and got good audio. So thank you very much for checking in, my friend. Excellent. All right, one last call, Mount Wilson. Come on in at this time. KC6JPG, Net Control.
I moved my antenna a little bit. Is this any better? So I could pick up the microphone to help the audio.
Oh, yeah, that was much better, Merv. As a matter of fact, when you brought that audio closer, that was even better. So, awesome.
Always glad to hear a good word from you.
Well, we make a great team, I'll tell you that. The whole team here on the ATN and ATVers throughout the country and the world. It just makes it very, very special. And thank you, Murph, for checking in. And yes, your audio was much better and video was much better too. All right, one more time. Mount Wilson, come on in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. All right, we go to Oat Mountain, and let's check in Allen, W6, IST, Porter Ranch. How about Bob on that west side of Simi Valley? Come on, Roland. W6 KGE. Bob, come on in. How about WA6GMB, Glenn, on the east side of Simi Valley? All right. I did turn the link on Oat Mountain just in case. So any station that like to check in from Oat Mountain, come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. Well, the sun's going down, and I think the fade is probably taking effect. So, all right, let's go to Santiago Peak, and let's check in Gordo, WB6, NOA, Costa Mesa. How about KD6OMV, Norm in Riverside?
Yeah, it's Norm in Riverside, KD6OMV. Just checking in. Glad to see everybody out there tonight. It's been a nice day over here in Riverside, not too hot. And not a lot of other information really to add this evening, but hope everybody else is doing well. I guess Tom hasn't checked in yet. In the event that he doesn't check in, it turns out that the ATN event we were going to have down on the battleship, we've decided to not do it this year. We're going to be doing it next year, or trying to do it next year. We just ran out of time. So anyhow, I'll let Tom jump in here and fill you in on any of the details. But that's about it. I'll turn it back to you, Roland. KD6OMV.
KD6OMV, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Norm. And yeah, that's, kind of sad about the Battleship Iowa, because I know that Tom was working very, very hard to try to make it happen, but totally understandable. Hey, this way for next year we can, plan something, and, maybe like a little ATN powwow or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. So very good, Norm. Thank you so much for checking in. And speaking of Tom, let's see if my brother from Rancho Cucamonga is out there. WB6HYH. Tom, are you out there? How about Gary, Running Springs, W6KGE? I don't think so. That was Bob's call. My brain is melting down. W6KVC, Gary, Running Springs. All right, 80 station from Santiago. I'd like to check in on Santiago Peak. Come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control.
There we are, finally. Whew. Hi there. A little bit of interference, but Gordo here. And Roland, thanks for a great job on rolling the net. And it's good to see all of you. Let me get a little bit more video there, brighten things up. And all is well here in Costa Mesa, and we're on 434 with just 10 watts, but we're going to go to an amplifier possibly over the weekend. We'll be doing more testing. Hope everybody that went to Dayton had a great hamvention. Sorry I couldn't be there, but was working with the Coast Guard and auxiliary, doing my duty, which we'll be doing also this weekend for Fleet Week. And we fully understand, yeah, the Iowa is wonderful, but it's going to be so busy down there in San Pedro. Wow, I don't know how anybody's going to move, but Fleet Week this weekend. No through traffic, and I'm glad I got through the interference. Gordo, WB6 November Oscar Alpha.
WB6NOA, KC6JPG, Gordo, wonderful. You made it through, 100% copy, and that was just awesome. And yeah, I understand that Dayton was looks like a lot of fun. And you know what's so funny? I was in Columbus on Wednesday and Thursday, but I had to fly back home on Friday. Wah. But next year, right? Next year. Yeah, let's do it. We'll have a lot of fun during the Coast Guard. Hope you had a great time. And, of course, yes, the Battleship Iowa, it's going to be Fleet Week, and it's going to be busy. It's going to be awesome. You know, like I said, I got my son who's a Marine, and of course, now my youngest son is actually applying for Air Force, which is really cool. So thank you for all your service there, Gordo. Thank you very much for what you do. Appreciate you very, very much. Anyone else on Santiago Peak that'd like to check in with the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net? Come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control.
And Roland, we salute you for continuously doing a great job on the net. Thanks again. You are the man.
Gordo, I have to admit that I am a very, very blessed person because I'm pretty much like the director of fun, because you know what? It's these people over here, the people that are on our online community and on RF, and you guys are the superstars. You guys are just rock stars. I love it. And we definitely appreciate you very, very much for all the work that you do for amateur radio. Thank you so much for, and like I said, we got to hook up, because I do have a digital transmitter exciter for you. So maybe one day we'll go to lunch and do a ceremonial from analog to digital ceremony. That'd be cool. Thanks again, Gordo. Anyone else? Santiago Peak, KC6JPG, net control.
If you guys are going to have lunch, I want to go too.
Hey, Murph, come back. Give yourself about a second pause because you were kind of breaking up there, and try it again. KC6JPG, net control.
I said that if you guys are going to go to lunch, I want to go too.
Well, looks like my dance card's filling up. Sounds good, Merv. We'll definitely get a hold of you. That'd be kind of fun. Very good. Thanks, Merv. All right. Anyone else? Santiago Peak, KC6JPG, net control.
WD6HYH, and yeah, just barely made it in here. Wow. Been really busy this week. I got my son, his wife, and his wife's sister, and my grandson all here. My grandson's 23, I think, right now. But anyways, they're all here helping me clean out my garage, and you would not believe it. I think for the first time in 44 years that I've been in this house, I can get both cars in my garage. Had them in there last night. And we just went through, made a big trip to the dump. My brother-in-law came over with his toy hauler, and we filled it up with all the junk I had. And we sorted everything out, put them in clear totes so we can see what's there. We even have a program that's a QR code you put on each tote, and you take a picture of what's in each tote. And then you can see on your phone exactly where, if you're looking for something, it'll tell you exactly what tote it's in, and you know, find it. Cleaned up everything, took everything out of the attic of the garage, you know, and I actually did I have a pretty large shed out in back that I cleaned up, and we put shelving in there and got it fixed up. Actually looks like a ham radio store out there right now with all the shelves and all. I put all my extra radio equipment out there, and now I know what I have and what I can sell or give away. And it's been a busy week. They came in last Friday, and we've been working sun up to sundown almost, getting it all cleaned up, all my ham radio stuff together, all my former work stuff that I want to keep, souvenirs and stuff, and just been really busy. So, and in fact, that's what we're doing right now, trying to clean up some last minute stuff. And then day after tomorrow, we're going to Disneyland. So, my daughter-in-law's sister has never been to California before, so we're going to take her there and let her see Disneyland. And then on Saturday we're going to California Adventure out there. And then on Friday they're going to just kind of tour around Southern California, show her different places in California she might want to see. So anyhow, it's been a lot of fun. I was going to be Mike and I went down to the Battleship Iowa a couple weeks ago and was hoping to set up some ATV equipment and televise over ATV the activities going on the Fleet Week there. But we just ran out of time. Couldn't get there in time to get all the equipment set up, and then with my family here and everything, it just kind of interrupted me getting. I have to be there for everything, so since I'm a member of the crew. And you know, I already talked to some of the higher ups there, and they said, well, we're sorry you're not going to make it this year. We were kind of looking forward to it, but definitely we'll make earlier arrangements next year, and we'll do it again. So I hope you were copy all that okay. The picture looks pretty good, as always. I mean, as lately. Wow. This is WB6HYH in Rancho Cucamonga. Back to you, Roland.
WB6HYH, KC6JPG. Well, how exciting that you have the family over, and very exciting that, first timer in Southern California. Definitely give her the Mickey Mouse treatment. She's going to love it. She's going to love it. And don't forget, take her to the beach too. So have her dip her toes into the Pacific Ocean. So yes. And we were talking about Fleet Week as we were making our preamble, but you know what? I'm thinking about this as an opportunity for next year because one of us is probably going to end up with an IC 905, and that would be such a sweet deal to set up ATV on the ship. Think about it. You have the 905, and you simply hook a camera up, nothing fancy, hook a camera up to the 905, and then just Ethernet wire right to that RF module, right to the mast, and then connect a dish and another dish or a Yagi, whatever you want to do. And of course, if they want to do voice on 2 meter 440 or 1.2 on the end connector, boom, just put a tri-band antenna on it. Instant field day, instant portable, instant, oh my gosh, too much fun. So that's what I'm looking for. And of course, I made an announcement earlier that the first station that puts a picture up on our repeater on the IC 905, I'm going to give them a commemorative DeLorean pin. Those are very valuable. Yeah, exactly. All right, very good, Tom. Thank you very much. Yes, your picture was 100% P5 plus. It was closed circuit quality, great audio. Looking great. Thank you so much, my friend. Anyone else? Santiago Peak, come in at this time. KC6 JPG, net control. All right, how about Job's Peak? Job's Peak check-ins. Any station on Job's Peak, come in at this time. KC6 JPG, net control. All right, Santa Barbara repeater. Any check-ins from Santa Barbara come in at this time. KC6 JPG, net control. All right, stand by, my friends, on our online community. We're going to start with Stephen. Stand by. All right, last call, Southern California ATN Systems. Any station I'd like to check in on RF, come in at this time. KC6 JPG, net control. All right, it's time to check in our chapter stations from around the country and around the world. And we're going to go East Coast now. We're going to go to Massachusetts, and we're going to check in our buddy Stephen, KC1 LPZ. Stephen, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. How's it going?
Good. Good evening to everyone here on the net. And thank you, Roland, for running it. You do such a superb job. We have such good weather. I hated being inside for a short while trying to get a couple of printers set up to duplex on a new Windows 11 machine. For some reason, it doesn't work. It'll print, but it will not do double-sided printing. I like to save on paper. Anyway, I spent most of the time outside enjoying the nice warm weather in the high 60s, low 70s, nice, comfortable. And I was reading, from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, some of the lesser known short stories. And I was enjoying that and getting away from everybody and enjoying the peace and quiet and I had a couple of little friends come by. There are some wild rabbits that like to roam around our neighborhood, and that was it. I'm ready to turn it back over to the net. KC1 LPZ, back over to you, Roland.
KC1LPZ, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Steve. Thank you so much for checking in. And I'll tell you, your picture looks really good. So thank you. Awesome job. Going to the other side, or not the other side, but the same side on the East Coast, we're going to New York. And that's where our buddy Manuel is at. Into MJF. Manuel, what's the action tonight in your neck of the woods, my friend?
Well, we're having fun here. I'm looking at the news, got my scanner going on, my SDR. A lot of police action tonight. There was a helicopter hovering over. I don't know if it's the straitjacket brigade out tonight, but there's been a lot of emotion and disturbed people in the neighborhood. I mean, it makes you wonder why there's been emotionally disturbed. But that's how you get 61 years living in New York City. You get like that, I give it back to you, Roland.
Like that in Boston too.
Into MJF KC6JPG. Oh, I tell you. You know what? Every day is a new day, isn't it? Lots of action, that's for sure. Thank you so much for checking in. And, of course, Manuel checked in on our DMR net last night, and it was an absolute hoot last night. We had a great time. So thank you very much again. Excellent. All right, we're going to go to North Carolina, Mooresville, North Carolina, and that's where our buddy John is at, AF7PA. John, it's great to see you tonight, my friend.
Well, it's great to be seen by so many people. I'm practically wore down to a nub, but I moved out of the ham shack, or I moved the ham shack to the bedroom, as a matter of fact. And after the powers that be had a look at that, they decided to move it back. So I've been moving back all day, and I'm not done yet. Just as an aside here, Joel, I think he's down in Jamaica. I want to know what his phone bill is going to be, just sitting on the side waiting for a turn. So might want to check that out. Oops, I timed out. I can't tell you what the weather is here because I'm on the laptop and none of that nice stuff is built in. I don't have any dual screens or anything like that. Just bare bones, get by and get her done. So anyway, the weather's nice here. Too bad I can't get out there. Mr. Squirrel came by early this morning when I wasn't looking and chewed the bird seed bag right off the post. It was laying down there in the bottom when I managed to open the blind and take a look. So that's what we do here in the Senior Citizen Park. We keep an eye on the critters, and hopefully nobody catches us running around our bathrobe. So back to net, and thanks for all you do, Roland. I'll talk to you later.
AF7PA, KC6JPG. Well, very good, John. I know how it is moving from one place to another. I just moved the what we call the downstairs closet that's underneath the stairs. That was the storage area for all my electronic gear. It got moved, and now it's being stored at my warehouse. And you know what's going to happen? I'm going to need it. That means I'm going to be going to my warehouse quite often. But I'm like Tom, too. I actually got cleared totes as well, and I'm sorting stuff out because I want to get that 905. I want to transmit first. Here we go, Rod. Hang on. Who's going to transmit first on the 905? Because it looks like next month I might be able to do it. So, and of course, if I do get that 905, then we'll definitely use it for Fleet Week for next year and Field Day. Yeah, that would be really cool. All right, thanks, guys, very, very much. We're going to Florida now, and we're going to check in our buddy Wolf, KV4 ATV. Wolf, it's great to see you tonight, my friend, and how's everything over there in Florida? come back. KC6JPG, net control.
Well, we've been having flash floods down here, some tornadics and stuff, so we've been kind of busy watching everything and, weather back and forth and all that stuff that they're chasing out there around the Texas and the Oklahoma area and stuff. Reed Timmer's out there. We're kind of watching over here and relaying across Sarnet. Just me and Ron he's running around like a chick with his head cut off, trying to keep up with his work. And I'm spotting jobs as fast as I can, try to help out what I can do. But other than that, we're just working on the station and stuff, and we got our 3D analysis back up and running now, so we're able to 3D track the tornadoes and storms. So anywhere it happens, anywhere in the nation and stuff, I can give out advisories. So that's kind of what I'm doing and stuff. I'm working with Mark Wool over at the National Weather Service to see when they're going to be doing some more Skywarn training so I can spread the word out. A lot of people are wanting training, so I'm going to try to head that up and see what I can do about getting more people Skywarn and on ham radio. So that's about all I've got right at the moment, Roland. So I'll turn it back to you and let you get over to Ron, KK4YZE.
KV4ATV, KC6JPG. Very good, Wolf. Thank you very much. You are a busy, busy guy, and we really appreciate all the contacts you're doing and all the advisories that you're doing within your scope of storm chasing and weather reporting. So thank you very, very much, my friend. Excellent job. All right, and continuing on with Florida, and that's where our buddy Ron is at, KK4YZE, also in Panama City. Ron, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. And, well, you're looking very dapper tonight. So what's happening in your neck of the woods, my friend? You're muted, Ron.
Unmute your mic, Ron.
I had unmuted it. Somehow or another it got muted back. Anyway, sorry about that. Good evening, gentlemen. Both kind of got one half of the city, and I've got the northwestern end of the area. And I keep them posted on what it's like and how much is flooding over on my side of town. And of course, I drive close to his house where I go to work, so it's I keep in touch with him quite frequently. I'm just busy playing lots of taps, lots of guys passing away, lots of ceremonies going on. And Memorial Day is coming up, so I got 3 gigs lined up for that, back to back, different areas of Panama City. So I stay busy. And we played, like I said last week, I think I played a funeral. A week ago Thursday, and then this past Wednesday was his funeral, where they interred him at the cemetery. So it was very interesting. Roland, you would appreciate it. It was a great Marine detachment, all dressed in their blues, all young officers who were waiting for flight school. They followed the flag, and we had the enlisted guys with the rifles, and it was a staff sergeant that presented the flag, presented the colors to the mom. So it was neat. All Marine detachment. It was pretty sharp looking. You would have appreciated it. And I know the family did too. That and my, I think every 5 or 10 years we have to redo our various profession license. So that's what I've been doing this week, playing catch up on that. I have to have that done in 2 weeks. So nothing like playing games for the government. So that's what I get to do. Running around like a chicken with his head cut off. So with that, back to you guys. Have a wonderful week. And 33.
KK4YZE, KC6JPG. Well, I'm very, very honored. And of course, having a military family here, myself, my father being a Marine, from 1957 up to 1960, and served his 4 years. And of course, my son, he's a second lieutenant. And of course, my son is now applying for Air Force. And so I'm very honored. Thank you for your service, and the service for those young ones too, ready for flight school. That's pretty honorable, and I'm very, very proud of them. We just definitely Cannot thank them enough for the service that they're doing right now, and especially with the times that we're living in right now. Kind of scary times at the moment, but I know we're going to make it through, because you know what? The power of the United States and the power of our military and our military men and women out there, they're rock stars. They're protecting our freedom, and I love it. Thank you, Ron, for everything that you do, dude. You are truly America's rock star. Thank you so much. All right, as we continue on, we're going to go to Arizona, and that's where we are going to check in Lee, our net control for the Amateur Television Network Arizona chapter, K0CCU, KC6JPG. Lee, it's great to see you tonight, my friend.
Okay, I first thing I'll say is Ron had another comment about what does your son do as a Marine. So you want to answer that before we go on?
I certainly can, my friend. As a matter of fact, right now, Ryan is in admin, basically admin intel. And so his office is in Pasadena, California, and then he does drill over in Camp Pendleton and other areas around Southern California. So and that's what he's doing right now. Taking it back to you, Lee, KC6JPG.
Okay, Ron, does that answer your question?
Thank you, Lee. Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, we appreciate you there, Ron, specifically what you're doing there with playing the taps and everything. Every time I hear it, I get kind of tear up. And I saw a thing on the news tonight where a softball game in Texas, where the umpires were out around home plate, and they announced that they would not be there would be no one singing the national anthem, and so we don't know who said that, but anyway, the crowd sang it themselves. So it was nice to see, and the umpires stayed right there, took their hats off, and honored the singing of the national anthem by the crowd. And I thought that was cool. Kind of surprising that it happened in Texas, but that was pretty cool anyway. I thought that was a nice thing to see. It it was a
very patriotic moment.
Yep. And
I've seen that happen a couple times now. That's beautiful.
Yep. That our country is still alive, and even though it's got some rough spots going on, we're still
more
alive.
than they think.
Yep. So I had my dinner, and Mike Hollis called me and says, "Hey, you still got your mic on? We're hearing everything that you say." Hey, good picture, Ron. Yeah, my wife says, well, never mind what you said. I'm not gonna. Well, you probably heard her.
No, I didn't. Okay, that's really cool, Ron. I love it.
Yep, that's really cool. Yep, appreciate all that you do there. And anyway, I think I better keep it nice and short here and pass it back to you, Roland, before I get in any trouble. And my wife told me to quit picking on Manuel tonight, so I can't pick on him tonight. However, I do want to know, how does he come back, he says it's been a bad day. How do you get around town there in New York City? Just by the subway, or do you have to ride a bike, or I'm sure you don't use a car?
No, I use the subway, and I look at the tourists like this. I go, "Welcome to New York City. We love having fresh meat. I mean, we love having guests to drop by."
Okay. All right. So using the subway, I guess I've been on that subway a bit. And it's
not when Manuel's on it.
Yeah, when Manuel's on it, hey, I wouldn't have any problem. At least when I was there, I didn't take the local very often, only express. So if you wanted to take the local so you could see the the guy and the gal in the trench coats flashing you as the train went by. So, but that nobody paid any attention to them. So anyway, rolling back to you, and sorry that I had left my mic on, and you had to hear all that intimate stuff that was going on here. Back to you, KC6JPG, Rancho Cucamonga, and Alta Luna, or whatever it is. We'll see you in Glendale, Arizona.
K0CCU, KC6JPG. Very good, Lee. Alta Loma. You got it. Yep, that was our township, the community of Alta Loma. And, of course, next to Alta Loma, see, I can't even say it either. Next to Alta Loma is Etowanda. And then south of there is Cucamonga. And then the forefathers got together and put it on the ballot, named it a city, and all three communities are now known as Rancho Cucamonga. So very good. Well, thank you very, very much, Lee. And like I said, you're a rock star. Thank you very much for all that you do for the Arizona Net. And don't forget, check us out on Sunday evenings at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time and Mountain Standard Time. And that's when we hold the Amateur Television Network's Arizona Chapter Net. And, of course, it's the Sunday Net, where ice cream sundaes are abound during the roundtable. So, very good, Lee. Thank you so much once again. Excellent. Continuing with Arizona, we're going to go to Rod, WB9 KMO, and, of course, he is the first ATVer in our group that purchased the ICOM IC905. Very, very exciting stuff. Lee, or Rod, it's so great to see you tonight, my friend. And how's that 905 coming along, my friend?
Oh, the 905 is doing great. I'm spending as much time with it as I can, but pulled a lot of different ways, and I'm getting ready now for a trip to California in a day and a half, trying to leave here at noon on Thursday. And I'll be around there for about a week. So I have plans to be the first to have this thing on the air with live video. I've transmitted video with it already, but it wasn't received by White Tank. I'm only using a small indoor antenna, though. I had planned to try to put it on the air by tonight, but I got sidetracked a number of different ways. So the current plan is tomorrow I'm going to try to transmit 2441.5 in and receive 5910 back. I have other options too. I have I have some FM radios as part of the network right here at my house. Those shouldn't be too hard to receive or transmit into. But you won't be able to see that, so I won't win your $1 million prize. That's what you said it was going to be, right? Oh, a pin. Oh, a pin. The car would be nice. Okay, but on my way to California on Thursday and Friday, I hope to get within range of something. I guess I'm going to have to get in range of Santiago somehow. And so I better take some dishes along. And I'll see if I can get in, make a stop along the way and see if I can get in then. Let's see, Thursday night. Well, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to be monitoring, I suppose. But if I do get in, I'm going to give you a call and at least let you know so you can see it. And then in Santa Barbara, I'm going to try to work through that machine. And, we'll see how it goes. I have lots of places to put that thing on the air, and I'm looking forward to it. So worth mentioning is I've worked out how I can transmit on one frequency or band and another frequency even on a different band. Excuse me. Transmit on one band and receive on a TV on a different band, and have them automatic so that when I push to talk, it transmits on the first band, when I release, it receives on the other band. And it's called split operation. And so I documented that and sent it out to a lot of people. If you didn't get it and you want to know how, let me know. It's really pretty simple. It's actually documented in their basic manual on pages 411 and 412, but it's not crystal clear there. I had to read a lot between the lines and make it work with ATV. Unfortunately, memories don't allow that. They allow a 10 megahertz split, but that's not big enough to do what we have to do with ATV. It'll work really well for FM or sideband or other things, but maybe they'll be able to tweak that. They ought to be able to do a lot with software. Other than that, my next thing actually before I put this on the air is I'm going to document using my short 16-foot antenna what the voltages are. There's a voltage and current readout that's remote, and I want to document what the voltages and currents are using the 16-foot antenna. And then I'm going to put a 50-foot antenna on and see how much it drops and see if it still works with a conventional Cat5 cable that's probably 24 gauge. I expect significant voltage drop. Whether it continues to work or not, I'll let you know. ICOM is advertising a 50-foot and 150-foot or thereabouts cable, and I'm sure they're going to want well over $100 for each one, and they are not available. Nor do they tell us about what the specs are. The rumor I have is that they're using 20 gauge wire for the long run, and the normal crimp-on connectors won't work with 20 gauge wire. So there are some things to be worked out there. Anyway, so that's my best, most important report on the 905. I love this radio, and I'm having fun with it every day, and there's a lot more to come. I haven't even begun to tap all of the features of it, and then once I learn how to use all of the features, I'll figure out what I want it to do that it doesn't do, and I'm either going to hack it myself or find somebody else to hack it, and we're going to make it. It does amazing things now, but someday it's going to do miraculous things, especially for ATV. Back to you. This is Rod, WB9KMO in Mesa, Thunder Mountain.
WB9 KMO KC6JPG. Well, very good, Rod. Well, if you do come by Southern California, yes, please let me know. I'm going to hit the recorders on here at the studio, and if you transmit in, we're going to document this. We're going to put it on YouTube. We're going to put a link on Jim's newsletter, and you'll get a DeLorean pin if you're the first one. So you'll love it. I should bring it out and show it to you guys. So it's really cool. It's like a little lapel pin. It has a DeLorean with the doors up, and it's really, or one of the doors up. It's really cool. So I give those out to our board of directors that serve, and it's a very special pin. So, and I'll definitely award that to the first person who transmits on the 905. And I can see Rod smiling already. He wants that DeLorean. You got it, because he's a collector. Yeah. Very good. All right. Well, Joel is in the house, my friends. KD6S. And Joel, it's great to see you. KD6W. And I know you're in Tucson. Everyone still thinks that you're in Montego Bay. So, Joel, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. And how's things over? How's the construction going on?
Going well, and thank you so much. This is Joel, KD6W in Tucson.
I accidentally muted your mic, Joel.
Sorry about that. You know, one of those things you have to watch the cues from the other people going, Jamaica has a couple cell phone operators, but Digicel operates in Jamaica and they have a reciprocal agreement with T-Mobile. So my bill was nothing. It was the same old bill. They give you a certain amount of data. So obviously you can text and all that kind of stuff, but the coverage is, it's not as good as it is here, but that's okay. You're there on vacation, right? So I wasn't paying attention to my phone. But construction, we are moving forward very fast, trying to get to final. I went through a big exercise getting my first, this is my first one up in the overhead. Let me explain to you. This is a very interesting project. So this is that big panel light that I was telling you about. It's a 2x4. You can see it's it's just a big LED light, okay? And it's only about, so thick. So it's a very convenient light, but how do you hang a light that was designed to be put in a drop ceiling, a grid? Well, so I had to go back and forth, and I was trying to figure out a way to do it, and I came up with a system. And it uses a combination of hardware. So the first thing you have to find is one of these things, which is called a hanger bolt. The hanger bolt has a lag screw on one end, and then it has a 1/4-20 thread on the other side. Then, of course, you want a backing nut. So you put one of these regular nuts on here. Then you put one of these all-thread nuts, which is it's all-thread nut. So it's like a huge nut. So you got this to put together. Then what you do is you screw this into the stud so you can hang from the ceiling. And that gives you something to screw into. Well, that's what the eye bolt's for. So then you stick your eye bolt in there, and voila, you now have a way to hang, because on the side of the light, they give you essentially a little hook. So when you push the light up into the drop ceiling, the little hooks engage the grid, and that's what hangs the light. Then they give you another little, there's a little tab with a hole in it, and so then you can hang the safety wire through it, so that way you can take the weight of the grid off, so you pick the light up, and so the grid literally is hanging on the light instead of the other way around. But so, how do you do that when you've got sheetrock and studs kind of thing? So I came up with this little system. This was 88 cents, and these were 17 cents, and these were, a pack of 3 was $1.35 or something like that. And half of it's made in China and the other half's made in Taiwan. Who gives a shit? But so basically it was put this all together and make it work. Well, so there's my first proof of concept. I came up with a way to hang those lights. But so that took a little bit of engineering, and I was going back and forth. I was looking at, picture wire, which would have been waving in the wind, and I didn't want that and stuff like that. So basically you have to go through all this in your head, and because there's no conventional way to do this stuff. It's meant to be in a drop ceiling kind of thing. So anyway, but otherwise we're moving along. The progress we'll be done here probably in a week. Just in time for the countertop guy is showing up. So I got to finish hanging the lights. I got to put in the plumbing fittings for the sink. That'll take a little time. And we'll be ready for final pretty much right after that. So we're getting really close to get this thing signed off and done. Fortunately, it's down to pretty easy stuff. I can just get it done. It's just this took a little time to engineer all this, and you got to get a laser line to measure everything. So you got straight lights and all that kind of stuff, and to hit the studs and all that kind of thing. So, oh yeah, I got to finish making the vent hood, the little plenum box to be able to vent the gas outside. But that's just another sheet metal project. Anyway, that's all from Tucson. This is Joel, KD6W, back to net. Take it away, Roland.
KD6W, KC6JPG. Well, very good. Very good, Joel. It looks like you're making great progress. I love the idea of how you can basically hang the light, the 4x8 panel light. That's awesome. Great job on that. I'll tell you, those panel lights really throw a lot of bright light, and it just really lights up the room. It looks great. And as a matter of fact, I'm still using fluorescents at my office. And once they start burning out, that's it. Take them off the suspended ceiling and put in those 4x8 and drop them in and plug them in. So they'll throw a lot of light. You're making great progress. Thank you so much for sharing. And you have yourself a wonderful evening. Thank you so much, my friend. Great job. All right. We're continuing on. And let's go over to Vegas. And that's where our buddy Dennis is at. And here he comes, KA7HQP. And Dennis, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. And how's it going over there in your side of the city? KC6JPG, net control.
Let's see if the sound works. Do I sound like Mickey Mouse?
Nope, you sound perfect. Looking perfect too.
Occasionally, from time to time, for some reason, when I come on Whereby, the sound gets messed up. But I guess not this time. Okay, so outside, it's still 90 degrees outside. And of course, it's pretty humid for Vegas, 13%. It is breezy out there. So whatever this monsoon thing that they say we've got going on, it's still going on. Cindy and I were having fun. We turned 65 this year. I started my Social Security this year, jumping all the hoops and doing all the fun stuff. Now they want some marriage information about me. So yeah, it's just a bunch of fun. We really enjoy the. Nobody ever warned me that when you retire, you get to jump a bunch of hoops with Medicaid, Medicare. Well, we're not doing Medicaid. We're doing Medicare, and then Social Security. And it's just a bunch of hoops, and yeah, a lot of fun. But we think we've almost got it all wrapped up. By next month, we should actually be done with that, and that should just be a continual thing. And we probably shouldn't have to touch it again. I get the idea every December, though, we have to re-enroll in our health insurance or something. So maybe that's going to be the fun part about December or October, somewhere around there. That's all I got. Nice conditions in Vegas, and I got my other HF radio back from repair. So now I have two TS440s. I've got my original one and my spare one now. So I like having a spare. I need to get a spare power supply. The one that I have is fine, but I keep thinking either a spare power supply or just a deep cycle battery. That'll do it. All right, back to you, rolling in the net. This is K7HQP. Good night, everybody.
KA7HQP, KC6JPG. Very good, Dennis. Yes, monsoon season is here, and you're looking great, my friend. Yeah, video is great. Audio is perfect. So very, very good. Glad you got the HF radios happening. There should be some lots of activities during the summer, and of course, field days just around the corner too. Thank you so much, my friend. Thanks for checking in, always. All right, let's go to Northern California, and that is where our buddy Jim is at, K6 SOE in the Berg itself. And hi, Jim. How you doing, my friend?
All right. Good evening, rolling in the net. Glad to be here. Glad to be seen. And let's see. Update. We actually are maybe 2 weeks out from having some definite progress with the leaky roof situation here. I've got some things lined up, and hopefully we'll get the wallboard in on the ceiling and get that painted. And I'm really thinking about doing a green screen color. I don't know if I have to actually have a particular tint, a certain Pantone color, or I can just go with a light green paint job of all the same color and have a chroma key off of that. So that's something I need to learn. So other than that, it's been a wonderful day. Had the front door open all day, and it's a wonderful spring. So I'll send it back to Net, and we'll go from there. 7-3 K6SOE from the Berg. Good night.
K6SOE, KC6JPG. Thank you, Jim, for checking in, and always great to be seen. Always great to hear from you. Thank you so much, my friend, and we're gonna have a great time on the round table tonight. Okay, looks like I got everyone checked in. They're rolling. I have to jet out to pick up. Okay, let me check text. Because our buddy Wolf has rolling. I have to jet out to pick up someone from work in a few minutes. Also, are you going to show the pics at all from Ron and aboard the Hurricane Hunters in Tallahassee? Yes, as a matter of fact, like I said, we're living in a world of business hurt right now in regards to manufacturing. So right now, a lot of my attention is paying attention to that. So thank you, Wolf, for mentioning that, and we will definitely get a piece happening. All right. Well, any station I'd like to check in, any new members, missed members, any visitors, any ATVers that'd like to check in on the RF side, last call before we show Newsline. KC6JPG, net control.
KD6NIZ.
Okay.
I've been cleaning out at my place, and I have a lot of tubing. It's aluminum tubing from beam and to
very good.
Send it all to the recycler. So
sounds good. Thanks, thanks, Mike.
For beam
See ya.
antennas. I've got some of that tubing around, and or send it to the recycler. Then you.
KD6NIZ, KC6JPG. Oh, very good, Ron. And I'm kind of curious on if Tom is still listening. What did he do with the Wilbert pneumatic mast that he had in his garage? That's the curious question. That'd be a great companion for the IC905. Hint, hint. Any other station I'd like to check in before we play Newsline? KC6JPG, net control. All right. Without any further ado, we're going to give you Don Wilbank's AE5DW for this week's edition of Amateur Radio Newsline. Well, for some reason, I got a black screen. I'll have to try that again. Hold on a minute here. Let's make sure I'm plugged in. I am plugged in. Okay. And that's kind of weird. Why am I not getting video? That's really strange. So, okay. And it is being directed. Let's be checked real quick. All right. One more time. Don Wilbank's AE5DW for this week's edition of Amateur Radio Newsline.
From Amateur Radio Newsline Report, number 2,377. This is Ham Nation Headlines for Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. It's that time of year again when amateurs check out their equipment and get ready for a new season of storms and storm-related activities.
This is especially important for such stations as WX4NHC at the National Hurricane Center in Florida. Their annual on-the-air communications test will take place on Saturday, May 27th from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The purpose of the event is to test the station's equipment and antennas as well as operators' home equipment prior to the 2023 hurricane season, which runs from June 1st through November 30th. The station will be operating on HF, VHF, and UHF, including 2 and 30-meter APRS and WinLink. Bobby Graves, KB5HAV, net manager of the Hurricane Watch Net, told AR Newsline that they will be active during that time, on or near their standard frequencies of 14.325 and 7.268 megahertz, depending on propagation. The VoIP Hurricane Net will activate that day too, from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Look for WX4NHC on the air or post it on DX Cluster. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
There's antenna work, and then there's antenna work. And if your antenna is a folding antenna that won't unfold, and it's out in space, you're going to need to do a little more than just climb up the tower to fix it.
With the launch last month of the European Space Agency's JUICE mission, short for Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer, hopes were high for its antenna, which had been folded up inside the spacecraft, ready for its eventual full deployment. The 16-meter-long antenna, known as RIME, that for Radar for Icy Moons Exploration, was to completely unfold in its first week after the launch date, and it did, that is, all but one final part. According to various media accounts, a variety of remedies were tried without success until the flight control team finally freed the remaining part by delivering a shock that moved a tiny stuck pin that had left the antenna section jammed in its folded position. The shock came via a device known as a non-explosive actuator that was located inside the bracket. What happened was disruptive enough to shake things up. May 12 brought freedom as the stuck part became unstuck. Now the antenna should be ready for an even bigger challenge, the moons around the giant planet Jupiter. The mission will use the antenna to study those icy moons as far down as 9 kilometres, analysing both the surface and subsurface. What unfolds there may possibly deliver some shocks of its own. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
Still with space radio, a popular ham radio satellite launched a little less than 8 years ago from China has left its orbit.
Satellite enthusiasts have one fewer satellite to rely on now. The orbit has decayed for the popular linear transponder satellite known as XW-2A. The satellite was sent into space in September of 2015 from China's Taiyuan Satellite Launch Center. The satellite does not leave space without sharing a little bit of glory. In August of 2022, two amateurs used XW-2A to achieve communication over a record distance for the 25 kg microsat. It was a transatlantic QSO between EA4 and F in Spain and VE1 CWJ in Nova Scotia, a memorable distance of 4,751 kilometers. This is Stephen Kinford, N8WB.
The nominating period for the 2023 Amateur Radio Newsline Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Young Ham of the Year Award closes at midnight Eastern Wednesday, May 31st. You'll find more information and the nominating form on our website, arnewsline.org, under the Awards tab. We'll present the award in August at the Huntsville Hamfest in Alabama. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news since 1976. At arnewsline.org. With Randy Sly, W4XJ, Graham Kemp, VK4BB, Stephen Kinford, N8WB, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.
And thank you very, very much, Don, for this week's edition of Amateur Radio Newsline. We really appreciate it. Well done, my friend. And, wow. That was full. And I'll tell you, Wolf, there was a package there right there about the National Hurricane Center. That was really, really cool. That was well done. Thank you very much, Don. All right. Any last-minute comments? Any last-minute check-ins before we go to our Whereby Roundtable RF edition tonight? KC6JPG, Net Control. Well, I was hoping that Oak Mountain might be able to get in and check in with us on RF, but we'll try it again next week or pop in on Whereby. We would love to have Plan B for you guys as well. All right. Well, this is Roland, KC6JPG. Wow, what a jam-packed session it was. It's almost 9 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Incredible. Mike just gave me a call, as a matter of fact. Two things. One, the shirts that for those that ordered are in. So, yay, that's great news. And second, and due to the storms over at Oak Mountain, the site rent had to be raised because they were running on generator power most of the time during that time. So if you guys can pass the hat and help out, you can contribute over to Mike, and that way we can take care of the increased site rent for Oak Mountain. So those are the two announcements I had for this evening from Mike. Thank you, Mike, for calling. Appreciate you, bud. All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and close the repeaters. This has been the Amateur Television Network's Weekly Net. We will see you on our Whereby After Net party, on our Whereby Roundtable. And, of course, we're going to include RF tonight. So if you guys like to stick around, we'll definitely go around in a roundtable tonight in a roundtable fashion, and we will include you on RF. I'm Roland, KC6JPG, saying with the famous words of Bob, W8ARZ, without you, there would not be a net. And that is very, very true. All right, the repeaters are now returned for their semi-normal use, because we're going to go ahead and do what we call our Whereby Afternet Roundtable, including our RF portion. KC6JPG, we are clear. All righty. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. How you doing?
Well, Roland, I just wanted to. Are we on roundtable yet?
Here we go. All right. I got that side muted for the moment. And let me stop.
Okay, what if we have a rectangular table?
Rectangular?
Mine's
We
rectangular.
have a group that's completely acceptable. Acceptable. Accessible.
What have you been drinking?
Because your minion has a rectangular picture.
Uh-huh.
I like that. All right, let me go ahead and stand by. Here we go. I am going to start with Steven, and then we'll go to Ron, and then we'll go to Lee. So let me go ahead and start the system here. All right. All righty. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Amateur Television Network's second time around, the Afternet and Roundtable Party. And this is where we're going to include our ATVers from all around the world. You got it. And there they are, our wonderful group. And, of course, you on our RF will be able to check in as well. So here's what we're going to do first. We're going to start with RF. And any station that like to pop in and start off with RF, and then we'll go into our Whereby Roundtable after our RF. Come in at this time. In case you just go ahead and pop in with your picture and announce your call sign, and then we will take you in order. KC6JPG standing by for RF check-ins for the Afternet Whereby Roundtable. All right, Steven, stand by. Okay, no RF tonight, so we're going to go right into our regular roundtable. Here we go. Let's go with Steven, KC1 LPZ. Are you looking forward to field day, Steven?
I'm gonna close the front door.
Yeah.
For some reason, Steven, I'm not getting your audio.
No audio.
Steven, you're muted, my friend.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Yay!
Yay! I'm talking to myself before. I'm used to that.
That's all good.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to field
New
day.
York, Bellevue.
And I mean, Crow Island is a fun place. There's a place for it's got the aquifer for swimming. They got the trapeze school, which last year the year before I was tempted to try it, but I don't think so this time. I'm a little. I said I don't feel like being too embarrassed. Well, I don't know. You never know. Have a couple of pops and it could happen. That's it for me for now. I'm going to go back over to you, Roland.
Okay. Well, very good, Steven. You got it. Yeah, Crow Island seems like a great place to have a field day, I'll tell you. Excuse me. There's a place over here in Southern California, which is in Brea Canyon. It's called the Firestone Boy Scout Reservation Camp. And that's been a very popular place because it's hot. It's above, and you can actually see some of the San Gabriel Valley and the Inland Empire area and Orange County. So that's a great place for field day as well. Oh, very good. Manuel, any plans for field day for you, my friend? KC6JPG.
Well, I'll probably go to Central Park or something and transmit with my HT and try not to get mugged. But I just probably look at them like this and they run.
You're not going to do it on the subway? Come on.
No. Radios don't work in the subway. Well, I'm going to say good night, guys. I got to go to sleep and get my beauty sleep, or else I'm going to scare the customers tomorrow. Good night.
Oh, very
Give
good.
it back to you, Roland.
Oh, very good. Very good, Manuel. And you have yourself a wonderful night yourself. Pleasant dreams. And we'll definitely see you on Thursday, for Jim's Net. So, sounds great. Let's go over to Arizona. Let's go to Joel once again. Looks like he is scoping, checking things out. And Joel, any plans for field day for you?
Well, I haven't really thought that much about it. Unfortunately, TX2 did not come back from Ellicraft yet, which bums me out. I don't know if it's lack of parts or something, but I got a feeling that's what it is. So that means I have no choice but to pull out the K3, but that hasn't stopped me before. So what I do is I have a box trailer, plus I have a 50-foot crank-up tower on a trailer. The only thing is I can't tow both of them at the same time. So I take my Honda generator and I usually set up in my trailer as my little workstation. But half my setup is still out in California. So gosh darn, I'm going to have to buy an antenna if I want to operate. But kind of looking like maybe I might activate Mount Lemmon or one of the parks that are higher up in elevation, because just wanting to get out of the heat for the most part. But just any distance away from the home, QTH is all it requires to go 2 alpha, 1 alpha, that kind of thing. So not certain if I'm going to get anybody to join me, but been talking to some guys at the Ham Club. They want me to join them, but I kind of like to do my own little effort kind of thing. And, it's a skill kind of thing. And I like to be able to check my own skills kind of thing, and instead of, putting in for the club effort. I do clubs every other year. So this year was my turn to do my effort, but so we haven't figured it out yet, but I should be able to be free, assuming everything goes fine with the inspections, which I hope to get through here shortly. then we shouldn't have any problem getting on the air for field day. One alpha. Able to just drive to Mount Lemon, park the box trailer, then come back down, go get my tower trailer, and then I'll have them both up there at the same time. Unless I find somebody to tow with me, then we can operate 2 alpha or whatever. But that's kind of that's the gist of it.
I've got to be a.
Hey, Roland, we can't hear you.
Okay, I'm bad because, I didn't turn on my mic. You're right. WB9 KMO, I'm seeing disco lights. What's going on your end, my friend?
Disco lights. I am driving back from the pharmacy and KFC, and don't have any lights on in the vehicle. But I guess the question is, what are we doing for field day? And so I'll be going with the Superstition Amateur Radio Club, as I've done for many years now. And we go up to a place called Lost Eden on the Arizona Rim. We have a blast up there. It's a big social thing. Last year we had 45 people, and we're expecting more this year. And the weather is wonderful. We get lots of people on the air. I'm going to take the RV up and be there for, 3 days or 4 days, something like that. So it will be a blast. And listen for us. Our call sign will be Kilo 7 Kilo. Kilo 7 Kilo. And we will have a blast. I hope you all do too. Back to you, WB9 KMO.
WB9 KMO, KC6JPG. Well, sounds like a blast. So have a lot of fun with the Superstition group. That would be great. Very good. Take the 905 with you. That's a perfect, Go Kit radio. That's awesome. All right. Let's go over to Ron Hill in Arcadia. He's on our Whereby group. So KD6NIZ, KC6JPG. Ron, it's great to see you, my friend. What's happening? What are you going to be doing for field day?
This is a tragedy all the way around the family.
I think Ron's preoccupied. He's definitely staring at something.
Watching TV or something. He's not even paying attention.
I spy with my little eye something that starts with K. D6NIZ. All right. We're going to go to Keith. N6GKB. Keith, I love your background, my friend. That's really, really cool. Go for it. What's your field day plans?
Yeah, well, I figured my camera's over here in front of me, so you can't see my desk. But if you look above me, there's the camera on top of the monitor. So yeah. Anyhow, we've got a bunch of 20-foot mast poles we put up on the property up there where we have the Yucca Mesa Community Center that we use that I mentioned earlier. a nice area, nice flat plateau up there, high above, another 500-600 feet above Yucca Valley. Nothing around. So we're sitting about 4,200 feet, and we put up some good long wires for everything. Got some pre-tuned antennas that I got from my brother's buddy up north, and they work really good. Tested them on the analyzer. So we usually put up an 80, a 20, and a 40, and as far as that goes, then we got a couple verticals we throw out there on the property somewhere. So we got a good lot of stuff going. We got a good guy. I don't know what. About 1,500 feet of coax that we run for all the different antennas. And then we got inside the building. I don't know. Every year we usually set up about 4 HF stations. So hopefully we got at least 4 or 5 again this year. And then we usually get, like I said, we have hookups outside for RV rigs. So if I want to hook up, we got power and water out there. And you usually just get at least 1 or 2 guys that bring their little trailers and do their own thing inside their trailer and their stuff. So, yeah, it gets pretty exciting. Our club provides the meals for everybody on Friday for setups, Saturday, and then Saturday we're having testing. I'm going to be one of the VEs that day. And with the Marine base out here, in fact, I think, what is it? Last month or a couple months ago, we were on the Amateur Radio Relay League newsletter. We back in December, we did a testing out here from the Marine base, and we have 43 new hams that passed the test. So we had a good time out here. So we're recruiting a bunch of hams again out here, and hopefully they'll come out to our testing session on Saturday out here at our field day event. See how many more hams we can recruit out here. So it's going to be great. So we all have a big party as well as play ham radio. That's what it ends up being. And so far, every year in the last, 3 or 4 years, the weather's been gorgeous. Saturday, midday, afternoon, it gets pretty hot. But we're sitting inside where it's, 75 degrees and nice and cold. Plenty of drinks, food, snacks all day. The club provides all the food. Me and a couple other people do most of the cooking for the meals. So that's our field day event out here. We have a good time. And then Sunday, we usually have a really good crew on Friday setting up. And then Sunday, we have a really good crew that tears down. Everything comes up on my truck, and everything goes back in my truck. And I have all that stuff here at my home every year. So I provide all the antennas, equipment, coax, everything. So I'll be taking my, let's see, where's my finger? Oh, there. That's a Yaesu FT 987. And then I got over here behind my head my ICOM 756 Pro I'll be taking. And then over here is my Yaesu 1000 MP I'll be taking. So, yeah, over here somewhere. So, anyhow, yeah, we'll take all the equipment and the tuners and stuff, and we'll get everything's at least 2 or 3 stations set up in case we have visitors, which I always have visitors. They want to come up and start logging in some contacts, help themselves. So we usually have everything ready to go and get a lot of foot traffic. So that's what's great about our station up there. Anyhow, that's it. I don't know if I have any more details, but I think that's plenty for now. N6GKB out here in Yucca Valley. Yeah.
N6GKB, KC6JPG. Very good, Keith. Wow, you're going to be well outfitted, and you're going to have a lot of fun. So that's terrific. So thank you very much for all that, Keith. Very good. Well, continuing on with the roundtable, let's go over to Lee, K0CCU, over there in Glendale, Arizona. And Lee, any plans for you for field day? KC6JPG, net control.
Well, good evening, everyone, again. The only plans that I have here would probably be with the Red Cross. have two locations. One that will be at the Red Cross building downtown Phoenix, close to downtown anyway. And then they have another one that will be up north in the Pines, where it's nice and cool. So, but I'm not sure what I'll be doing because the June 24th is actually my wife's birthday, and whether she'll let me play radio on that day or not, I don't know. But I'm there's a new ham fest in Flagstaff on July 15th, and that's my birthday, so I'm pushing for that one to go to Flagstaff, hoping that someday they'll get it back to the to Fort Tuthill again. That would be great if they could do that. But so I don't have any real plans. I could crank up a generator and probably operate from the house here and that kind of stuff. But who knows? I don't get too excited. When I lived in Iowa, I went out to field day. They had what they called the low gain group. They dispensed with setting up antennas and rigs and stuff like that. They just went out to a site and everybody brought their bottle, and they enjoyed a field day called the low gain group. And they might have put in one or two contacts on field day, but that's about it. So that's about all I have here, Roland. So back to you. Oh, by the way, I missed Sunday. I wasn't feeling good, so I'm having it today. So we instituted ice cream social on Tuesday this week. Back to you, Roland.
K0CCU, KC6JPG. Very good, Lee. Yes, I know you were a little under the weather on Sunday, and I think it's definitely worthy to have Ice Cream Sunday on the Tuesday Weekly Net. Awesome. You got my seal of approval. Thank you, Seal. All right. So, very good. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and now continue with the roundtable as we always do, just pretty much a pass through. And so I'm going to go ahead and close out our special edition of RF. I'm going to see if anyone else on the RF side like to check in or like to contribute into the roundtable. Come in at this time. KC6JPG, Net Control. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and close this part of the RF out, and we're going to go ahead and continue with Whereby. So this is Roland, KC6JPG. That was a lot of fun tonight. Thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you very much for checking in with us. And guess what? We had 14 concurrent viewers out there on YouTube tonight. So people are watching us. I love it. All right. This is Roland, KC6JPG. Like I said, without you, there would not be a net, and it would not be without you guys. And we're definitely looking forward to the first ATVer that's going to be transmitting for the first time into our repeater systems on the IC905. Will it be Rod? Who could it be? So we're going to find out. This is Roland, KC6JPG. The repeaters are now returned back to their normal use, 73. And we will see you on Thursday. KC6JPG, clear. Hooray, 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 hooray.
Hey, Roland.
Yes.
I have a very good question for you. I keep forgetting to ask you week after week after week. During the net, you keep dunking down and coming back up. Are you using a foot pedal that doesn't work, or what is it, stuck to the floor?
No, I have a, I've been using Ubuntu Studio. And
Okay.
And of course, I used to use vMix on Windows. And of
Okay.
course, with the vMix, I can actually program my little Arduino Uno as a, what do you call it, like a switch. And so I just use a
Okay.
soft key on my computer and use that as a transmit switch for years.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to avoid using Windows, and so I've been using pretty much OBS Studio and using the Black Magic. And I just
Okay.
and guess what? Just a week ago, I found a site that makes a soft tally system, and it will power up the Arduino. And so all I have to
Yeah.
do now is just go to GitHub and download the code, and then put it into OBS and use it as a tally per se. And so when I activate a certain scene, it will activate the repeat on the transmitter. So yeah, so every time you see me duck down, my amplifier is underneath the desk, and I'm actually
Okay.
throwing the switch manually. So
Okay. Part two.
Part 2.
Question. Okay, when the net is going on and you're doing, station to station, mountain to mountain, checking in, mountain checking in, you cannot monitor us out here talking on whereby, do you? Because
No,
we will yell, scream, we'll sing. I'm sitting there, we're making fun of you actually, and you don't hear us. And I'm like, because one of the guys, it started like a month or two ago. One of them had a question for you, and it's like, he's not ignoring us. I don't think he can hear us.
No.
I told him, I says, I don't think he's.
I turn you guys
Yeah.
off because obviously if I turn you guys on, it's going to go into the repeater system, and so
Okay.
I physically mute you guys down, and also, I'm easily distracted, and so if I get caught in a conversation with you guys and I miss my cue on RF, that look a little ugly.
Okay, yeah, because I started me, especially manual eggs me on, so that's the worst thing you could do with me. We'll make fun of you. I'm sitting there. He can't hear me, so I just go la 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 la, and you're just carrying on, and we're saying, and I'll be rolling. One day I was going rolling, 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 and you're just carrying on. And I says he can't hear us. I think he flips us off.
Like you always do. If you really need to get a hold of me, DMR is the way to go. So,
I tried twice tonight when you were muted. I got on there and said, "Hey, you're muted," and you didn't hear me.
Oh, okay. I must. Okay. I know why. It's because my hotspot's off, and I'm on the repeater. So that's
well, my new radio out here. This new Motorola I got now for DMR, $1,000 radio. My boss gave me. Well, Chris gave me to borrow for a long time. Anyhow, it does everything under the sun. Nice rig. Anyhow, he already put in sunset and all that stuff. And of course, you saw that he's got mountain in there and the whole southwest. Oh God, everything. So yeah, so he says, okay, if you ever go down to your brother's house, it's already ready for sunset ready. It's already ready. So I can hit the mountain while I'm down there. I can hit Paxton from up here, and I forgot all he's got. And he's got the cactus group in there, which I talked to those guys. He's got, everybody. Oh my goodness.
That's great.
I got everything in this radio. And it's UHF, VHF. I got GMR, because we now have a GMR repeater right here on the Palm Springs Tram Mountain. And they're supposed to put one out here in Joshua Tree, too.
Nice.
Yeah, so GMR is coming alive. So I don't have a GMR license, so I have to go online and apply for one and get my thingy. But Chris does, and a few others out here. So just another something to play with. But anyhow.
Very good.
Okay, now I understand what you're doing during the net.
Yeah,
and the guys.
During the RF portion of the net, I have to mute you guys. So
yeah, okay.
And that way it would just not be a distraction, and that way I can just simply concentrate on the RF side of things because we're recording it, and this way that I don't know if you've been watching the recordings or not, but the recordings are coming out really clean, and very happy how they're coming out. So this makes us look really good.
I have a couple of them that I did watch.
Excellent.
I wish Wolfgang was on here and a couple others that needed to hear what we just talked about, because during the net, especially when you're talking to, okay, Ron's done, and okay, Wolfgang, your turn.
and you'll check out, okay, thanks, Wolfgang. You'll tear off onto somebody else next. Wolfgang's still talking and he doesn't know it. And that you ain't hearing a word he's saying. And I'll sit there, hey, Wolfgang, he already flipped you off. Not flipped off, but
No. Yeah.
I says he already turned
switched
you
over
off.
to
And
plain
yeah, and he
RF.
can't hear us.
Yep.
And he says, what do you mean he can't hear us? I go, and so I try to tell him, I think he's, like you just explained. So everybody on here, at least now, knows what I figured, and I think most of us knew what you were doing. But me and Vanya were just playing around and had some fun with you while you're saying he can't hear us.
And that's what it's all about. You guys can have a conversation while we're doing the RF portion of the net, and that
Right.
way that you guys can just simply talk amongst yourselves, and then that's when I announce we're standing by for the whereby round the whereby community, and I'll start off
Right.
with the East Coast people, and I'll toggle in my my microphone and use that as kind of like a like an intercom system. And,
Right. Okay. Well, that's my two questions. Everybody else, go at it.
There you go.
Thank you.
But I can
Thank
hear
you.
you guys perfectly now, so we can have a great conversation.
Well, I'm going to say 73s. This is the Wednesday morning net for me.
It's past midnight. Oh my goodness, you young whippersnapper.
It's the Wednesday. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. You take care, Stephen. Thanks for checking in with us again. That was a fun net tonight. You have a great night.
Good night, Stephen. Good night, Stephen.
Good night, Stephen.
Good night, John Boy. All right. Well, guess what? Row is now time for Natty Night 2 because I got to wake up at 3 in the morning. So with class in the morning, and class in the evening, and work in between. So. All right. So Keith, you're taking over.
Nope, I'm going to bed.
You're going to
I
bed
got.
too. Okay.
I got my
Wow, you're taking over.
I babysit every morning at 7:30. My grandkids come over.
And there you go. Perfect timing.
It's still early for me.
There you go.
Well, come on, Rod. Take over the net. Come on, let's go. What's the topic?
You're taking over the red table now.
Hey, Roland, before you go, Roland, when Rod takes and transmits to White Tank tomorrow, okay, that will be on YouTube on W7ATN, and you can pick that up. And if you broadcast it over, Santiago, do I get the pin?
It has to be the person that hits the PTT switch that has the camera plugged in and receives.
That's a good line of Todd's song.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah.
It's hard, huh? That DeLorean pin is for grabs.
You're gonna earn that pin.
You're gonna earn that pin. That's right.
Hey, I've got White Tank up 24/7.
Yeah, it took 5 years for John DeLorean to develop an ethical car. It took 5 years for Icon to develop this radio. So.
Hey, Rod, you can wear it on odd weekends.
It doesn't matter to me. I'd love to win that, but the real victory.
There's a third of my there's a third of my IC 905.
The real victory is having a 905.
I know that's the first victory. You got that
Holy.
victory. So,
I am enjoying that every minute I work on it.
I bet. Like I said, this is the perfect radio for me. I mean, it's like stick the RF package at the antenna with short little wire, short little coax. I mean,
Exactly.
that is the ultimate. And all it is just an Ethernet line, just a data line feeding that RF package. I mean, this is a dream come true. And all you need is a Cat 6 ubiquity cable. That's all you need.
What's funny is we're running microwaves, and the biggest challenge is getting DC to the radio. So go figure.
The challenge
It's
is
a
getting
DC
DC
challenge.
to the radio, you said?
Yeah, you got to get DC up a long cable through tiny wire And that's the big challenge. Running microwaves is a piece of cake.
Right. So,
yep.
Curious on, with that PoE situation going from the head of the radio to the RF unit. Curious on a 100-foot, tough cable or, Cat 6 cable. See what the voltage drop's going to be.
Well, that's what I'm that's what I'm testing tonight and tomorrow morning, and I'll see, because I can't connect to my antennas with a 16-foot cable, so I need at least a 50-foot cable, and I'll be testing that to see what the voltage drop is, and to see if it still functions properly.